once again, dear students. Today we will be starting lesson number 3, that is migration. This concept, in brief, we have already discussed in last lesson. This chapter will be discussing thoroughly about the migration, which are the other terms related to it, what are its types, its causes and effects, and how does it help to the country. These all things we will be discussing in detail in this lesson. Let's have an introduction here. Migration is a term that is globally accepted and widely practiced due to globalization. Now let's understand the definition of migration. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another, and the intention of the people is to settle in the new place. That's the intention. Focus on this word, settling. And the migration that we are doing now in this modern world is not new to us, because people have left their countries to settle in the different destinations, and that is practiced from the time immemorial. Means it's a term that is widely applied for the human being, and it is in the nature of human being to migrate from one place to another, and that we have seen through the ages. Here one historical example for you to understand how the migration takes place. Between 1843 to 1939 there was an industrial revolution in England and Europe. Now majority of the people during those years left Europe because they wanted to escape from the poverty, and that causes due to the industrial revolution. And many of the people from Europe and England migrated to USA, Canada, Australia and South Africa in order to save themselves from the poverty that caused due to industrial revolution. This is not the only one cause, there are many causes, and that we are learning in detail in this chapter. So the definition of migration is what? The definition of migration is movement of people from place to place in order to settle there permanently. Example will let you understand that the people are migrating from the ages. After World War I, the large number of people from Europe left to America, and here you can see in the picture how they migrated and what route they have followed from Europe to America. So it's not only because of the World War I, it's not only because of the poverty during the Industrial Revolution. There are many other reasons causes the people to migrate from one place to another, and that we'll be discussing in detail in the upcoming session. The concept of migration is totally different than these following factors. Please do not try to misunderstand the facts. We have tourisms, we go for traveling from one country to another. We go on a vacations that may be for 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, 10 years. We have some holidays, and we go for the pilgrimages. Pilgrimages, the religious travels to the holy places. Now these are not called as migrations because there is no intention of the people to settle in that particular area whenever they go to tourism or vacations or holidays. So please do not try to misunderstand the concept of migration with this. But one more example we can try to understand here. There are few nomadic tribes. You know the nomadic tribes? The tribes that transfer of their living from one place to another according to season. One season in one land, second season in another land. And nomadic tribes are there in the every part of the world. But nomadic tribes are also not considered migrating because they only try to go from place to place, but they do not settle at any one place permanently. They live for some period of time and they move to the next. So nomadic tribes also never migrate. Even the terms which we have discussed above are also not matching with the migration. Migration solely means the movement of place to place that is for permanent settlement. So this thing you should clearly understood. So that is what the general information about the migration and the definition. Let's now try to understand few more important terms related to the migrations. Now, when the people migrate, there can be so many reasons. We are not discussing the reasons right now. We will discuss reasons later on. There are different types of migrations are there, and these two are called as immigration and immigration. Let's try to understand this concept properly so you can understand how the migration takes place. First one, immigration. Now immigration in the sense here the people move into a country from another locations, and the people who moves into another country are called as immigrants. For example, some people from Canada travel to India. When they travel to India and they come to live in India, these people are called as immigrants. These people are called as immigrants because they leave their own country and now they came to settle in India. So for India they are immigrant, means they moved into another country. Next one, immigration. It's immigration. Now immigration in the sense here the people's movement from a country to another. This is also the movement. The people who leave their home countries and move elsewhere are called as immigrants. Means here in the case of Canada and India's example, the people those who leave Canada, it is their home country and now they settle in India. So when they leave their own country Canada, these type of migration is called by the name immigrants. And when they come in India, it becomes immigrants. So those who leave their country, it is immigrants, and settle in another country, that is called as immigrants. So this is the slight difference between the immigration and immigration. Here one more example is given there of India and USA. I hope that you understood the concept of immigration and immigration in a very proper way. Just try to understand the spellings properly. With the help of spelling, we can understand the concept very properly. Let's move on to the next one. Understand here. There are some regions or countries have a high number of immigrants. Immigrants in the sense there is a flow of people from other country into these countries. While some countries have high number of immigrants in the sense some countries people leave the place and go to the another country. Means they are leaving their hometown or home country and settling in another town. So migration has a great impact on home country. Migration has a great impact of home country. Doesn't matter people leave from that country, or doesn't matter the people enter into that country. In both the cases there are lots of impacts the country faces. Let's try to take an example here. The example of the United States Census Bureau has estimated that the population of United States will grow 417 million in 2060, and right now in 2014 it is 317. Means in the future it may grow up to 100 million. About 1/5 of this population would be foreigners. Whatever population will grow, out of that 1/5 will be foreigners. This means what? They will be immigrants. They will be immigrants. The population of Asians in the USA would almost double by 2060. And it is already mentioned here. The overall population of the USA is expected to grow 441 million in 2065. However, there is no immigration. The country's population will increase to only 338 million. Means the one scenario the United States Census Bureau has clearly stated that by 2065 the population can grow 441 million including the immigrations. But suppose this immigration will not take place, automatically the population will be under control and possibilities there it will grow only up to 338 million. So we can understand that the home countries also faces lots of problem of having the inflow of the population, that is immigration.